This is a Glassbox Media podcast.
Well, here's hoping, maybe I'll go back to school. Fuck it. Anyone got 500 grand to say I can row crew?
Sure. Yeah.
I think you should just go full 21 Jump Street and just put on a backpack and be like, I'm 19.
What's that Drew Barrymore?
Yeah.
When I've never been kissed.
I love that movie.
That's a good Crazy in Love movie,
Yes.
too.
Is it Crazy in Love?
Well, I mean,
Does
yes,
she end up falling in love with the teacher?
And he loves her, and she's supposed to be a teenager.
That's true.
And
It is weird.
He ends up being her first kiss.
Also,
it's
he
weird.
gets mad that she's not. So
You lied to me. It's like, isn't that good for you? She's like
good.
25.
so it's legal now. So
Yeah,
you
so maybe
weirdo.
calm
you
down.
fucking creep. Like, Jesus.
I haven't seen that movie in ages.
Although speaking of that, I was telling you, every time I walk to your house, Cassie, so Cassie and I live close enough that we will, or that I walk to your house to record. And I have a backpack purse now. And it looks like a backpack when I'm walking down the street. And I was telling Kristina last time that I came to record that I don't know that I've been catcalled this much in a very long time. And it creeps me out because Jamie Loftus has this theory that I agree with. The comedian Jamie Loftus has this theory that I agree with that a backpack takes 10 years off of your age.
True.
It does.
You
It
already
makes you
look like
younger.
22.
It makes you
So-
look very young.
Yeah.
It makes you look like you're in high school because those are the only people who wear backpacks.
I wear a backpack every week for work.
10 years minus.
I really do. I think
31.
a backpack makes you look very young. I think because it's just you automatically are like that person.
That's
Yeah.
weird and gross.
And it's weird
I
and
don't like
gross,
that.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't happen today, but
Ugh.
I don't think. I had my headphones in.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Ignorance
also
is bliss.
Exactly.
Ignorance is bliss. No, thank you,
Exactly.
sir.
What else is going on in the world? Anything fun, interesting, exciting?
I heard that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle might be going to Africa.
I heard that, what's his name? Will was cheating on.
Oh.
Did you not listen to the
What?
newest Daily Zeitgeist?
What?
This is a new one this morning?
What?
I didn't listen this morning. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. all
He's
the
stepping
details.
out on Kate Middleton?
That's what I heard. That's what the rumors are.
What's the word on the street? I want to know.
I don't know. Should
Look
I
it up. Yeah, I
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
look it up.
I didn't realize we were recording. I'm
Pull
not
up
gonna
that
lie.
No,
tea.
I always dish on some royalty.
Royalty.
Ah! Oh my God.
I like it that it hit us both at the same time.
I'll just pretend like I meant to have that kind of clever wordplay.
Gotta love a good pun.
Yeah.
Ooh. Gotta love a good pun.
Rampant cheating rumors.
Rampant? Rampant?
Oh.
Refinery 29 has an article. This is how Prince William and Kate are handling rampant cheating rumors. Over the past few months, Prince William and Kate Middleton have been the target of growing infidelity rumors, alleging that Will cheated on Kate with a friend of hers, who some people are speculating is Rose Hanbury, a former model and the Marchioness of Cholmondeley.
Perfect.
Yep.
Rich people shit.
I don't know. Perfect. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Middleton and Hanbury reportedly had a falling out just as rumors of infidelity began bubbling, prompting Twitter to connect the dots. However, consider the dots unconnected because Will and Kate are taking a road trip, baby.
What?
I
A
don't know
road
if-
trip, baby.
Right,
Is
but
that
I'm
what it
like,
is?
but I'm also road trip, baby. Question mark? Like that's the thing that's going to unconnect the dots is because they're going on a road trip.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, do you guys watch The Crown?
Yeah,
I started it. I
Love
haven't
it.
finished
I
it.
love it. Well, the second season is all about Prince Philip's infidelity.
Oh, they all Prince Charles cheated on Lady Di with his current wife.
right.
They fucking. That's what happens.
I love The Crown. This
You know what
is
I love?
getting me through till waiting for season 3.
This is getting me through not thinking about our own crappy election upcoming because so many people.
It's too many.
It's too many.
It's too many. I'm overwhelmed with candidates.
I am too. So I'm all about some royalty.
Yeah, exactly. Let's distract ourselves from our own like mess over here.
You
in
guys,
the colonies.
I gotta say it. I think Prince William, like, what are you doing? You were, listen, like 10-year-old me, big crush on Prince William. He was hot. He was the hot prince.
But you ain't now.
But you ain't now.
Not now.
And Kate Middleton's gorgeous.
You married up.
He really did.
He really did. So I'm like, sir, keep your dick in line.
Yeah.
According to what they were saying on the Daily Zeitgeist, the girl that is being called out as possibly the person is that he cheated on her with looks a lot like Kate. I guess that's a picture of her. I don't see it. She looks like a drunk version.
Oh, well, in
That's
that
Party
picture,
girl version.
That's
it's
a party girl version of Kate Middleton.
because,
That's a
I
perfect description. That's
yes.
exactly what she looks like.
Because I can see it. I see
Like
the
a
resemblance,
cheaper
but
version.
yes.
Kate
Yeah.
Middleton's.
That's the Kirkland version.
Yeah.
She said Cromwell?
Kirkland. Like from Costco, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Oh my God. Yes, that's exactly right. Oh my God. That's what I don't get. Well, I mean, cheating, that's the whole other thing. But it's like, why do you... I mean, it's literally like you have a poorer version of what you have at home. It's so complicated.
Because you want that, you want the dirt. You don't want... Kate Middleton's too clean and pristine and you're used to it. Cheating's not about... Like, it's not about, like... the person you're with. Not really. It's like you're bored. You want something different. That's all it is. You just want something different.
Yeah, but that's like, why not get like
Really
the polar
different?
opposite? I guess maybe just slightly different is.
Well, they're royals, so for them, they're just like living on the edge. If it's a woman who doesn't like curl her hair every day, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, royal baby's supposed to be due this weekend, right?
Oh, I can't
Oh my
wait to
God.
see that baby. If that baby,
I'm so excited.
This is my dream royal baby, my dream Meghan and Harry baby. I want this baby to be tan.
Yep.
I want this baby to have freckles.
Yes.
I want this baby to have red hair.
Yes.
Oh, the
and
green
green
eyes. Oh, bless up. Bless
Bless
up.
up. I'm putting it into the universe. I want a biracial baby, a multiracial baby.
Yes.
I'm here
Yes.
for it.
Curly
I'm
red
so
hair.
here
So
for it.
excited.
Freckles.
Oh, curly red hair. I
Curly-
want it to be a girl
yes.
too. I want it to be a little baby girl.
So
Oh
cute.
my God. How
can't
beautiful will she
wait.
be?
Oh my God, too much.
Oh God, Jesus. Meghan Markle is like stupid pretty.
Yeah. Yeah. She's ridiculously pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She looks like a Barbie doll.
I'm excited.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and I don't usually care this much. Like when I was younger, I cared about the royals, and then I was like, I don't care anymore. And then Meghan Markle stepped
Yep.
into the picture, and I was
You're
like,
like,
I care again.
Here I am.
Yes.
Here I am.
Here I am.
Here I
And
am.
now we're paying attention. Yeah, because Kate Middleton never grabbed me. I didn't get all into that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
She
it's
was
Meghan
fine.
Markle that got me into it. And the Crown, which is
Yes.
a brilliant
Yeah.
fucking
It-
show.
oh
It's
my God, so good.
gorgeous.
Revived interest in.
How
in
good
that.
was Claire Foy?
Oh, she's
So good.
freaking amazing.
Oh,
She's
so good. And to be honest, and Princess Margaret. I had
Yes.
such Princess Margaret vibes because all that shit dropped when my own shit was going down. And like her unraveling and
Yes.
just like drunken debauchery. And
Yep.
then it had dude face in it.
Oh, so
Matthew Good as the
Hot.
photographer. And I was like,
Yow.
I want to be this.
I want to go to there.
I want to
Matthew
go to
Good.
Let's pretend, because it's like my favorite thing. Whenever I'm feeling like a little bit frisky, what do I love to put on? A really good like period drama. I love that.
I think that's funny
so
that that's
weird.
your
Yeah.
frisky choice.
That's my frisky choice. I'm like,
So,
what version of Jane Eyre do I want to watch
Oh,
right now?
What's your
that's
frisky
true.
choice?
That's true. A frisky choice. I want to watch something cheap and dirty if I'm feeling like that. Like it is like
Like porn?
No.
I mean,
yeah, there you go.
that gets it done.
Let's see how far down the
Rabbit hole.
Yeah.
how far down the rabbit hole we already are. But if we're just kind of on the surface, it's probably not this movie, but this is what keeps popping into my head. But like a Cruel Intentions-esque type of thing, where it's like it's. I'm not here for the story.
You know what the perfect
or
combination
the plot
would
line.
be?
Yeah.
The perfect combination would be the original story about that. What is that?
Oh, Dangerous Liaisons.
Dangerous
yeah, it's a
Liaison.
bodice ripper. That is exactly the story of Cruel Intentions.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the original.
What about you,
Intentions.
Cass? Like, what do you put on when you're feeling like romantic and like, meow?
It's weird. It's weird. I probably would say the same thing, to be honest with you. And I don't like drama but I don't mind. I do enjoy a period drama on occasion.
You really liked Marie Antoinette.
I did.
You liked
I love that
period
remake,
drama where it's
modern
like,
music
and harlots.
Yeah. Oh goddamn.
Is Harlots coming back? I don't think it is.
I think it is.
because it's been gone for a long time now.
Shh. Shut your mouth. I gotta look right now.
Sorry,
But
'cause
that's
freaking me
I
out.
thought about it
because
yesterday.
you have the pretty costumes and the pretty hair, but it's got like that kind of modern take to
well, but
it.
Harlots makes me feel sexier than The Crown because
Yeah.
Harlots has a lot of
Oh, yeah.
sex in it.
I don't know why the Crown.
I don't
makes
know
me
why it
feel
does
sexy.
it for you
It
either.
really
Because
does.
I love period dramas. Like when you
I
talk about
do.
Jane Eyre, I
July
love that
10th.
shit. Oh, it's
New-
coming.
new
Oh,
episode.
fantastic.
God,
Great.
I'm-
You guys,
Girl, you have
we
me
can.
free.
I thought about it yesterday and I was
sweating.
like, Harlots has been gone for a long time.
Yeah,
You know what it is? It's
stoked.
because they launch all the episodes at once, and it's not one of those I sleep on.
Oh, I
As soon
binge.
as it comes out, I binge the whole fucking
You're
thing.
like harlots.
But
harlots,
you know what?
Harlots, harlots,
I
harlots.
actually kind of feel like Harlots is a mixture between a period piece and a dirty cheap.
Yeah,
Because for
it's
me,
perfect.
it's like
Yeah.
high drama.
Yeah.
It's kind of almost soap opera esque in the fact that like
Right.
it's high drama,
yeah,
lots of sex,
the bodice ripper.
but also a period.
But
piece.
yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
like The Crown, Downton Abbey, upstairs,
Downton Abbey.
downstairs.
Upstairs,
like, all-
downstairs is
By the
great.
way, I've
Oh
never
my
seen
God.
Upstairs Downstairs, so I feel it's going to fill a void that I can now take on. But you know they're making the movie, the Downton Abbey movie should be coming out
Yes.
like this year. It's
Here
coming out this year.
for
I'm
it.
so excited.
I love a forbidden romance. If there's an upstairs downstairs
yes.
romance relationship, I like that.
I love
Me
Forbidden
too.
I'm there
Romance.
for that.
I love that.
I'll say, gosh, there's part of me too that's kind of like the cheesy shit kind of gets me too, like the 50 Shades or the Twilight thing. That's like, oh, it stirs something.
yeah.
Sure.
Cheesy.
Yeah.
Again, yeah, cheap thrills.
Yeah.
If I'm not in it for necessarily like the storyline, if I'm just like, I just want some cheap thrills, you know, like movies like that are good.
Here's what I miss about porn. And I'm just going to
why,
say.
you miss it? Why are you missing
porn?
porn?
Okay.
First and
Okay,
foremost,
No, first and
It's
foremost.
free.
Rewind.
Rewind.
You can watch this anytime.
It's 2019.
You can watch it anytime, anywhere. But the thing is when you open the video, people are already like doing crazy shit. They're already
you
like,
need a
fuck
Oh, I like that.
storyline.
I need them to get sick because
I'm
I'm done
with
in
you.
3 minutes
I fast
anyway.
forward. I'm like chit chat.
No.
I need just enough setup to feel like I know what's happening, and then after that,
end.
I'm like, get in.
by
there.
the
don't even
time
need
by the
any of
time that they are like doing it, I'm already like done. What gets me is how it happens.
This is why you
That's
like
what
the,
turns me
the
on.
novel. Like this is why you need to turn to the because what you like and what I like in some like novels is that kind of the setup, the will they, won't they?
Yes.
And then when they finally do, you're like,
You got to get ramped up.
Oh my god, listeners, I really wish you could have just seen Cassie's face.
I really hope that's your actual opening.
It's not.
It's the best. Oh my god. But yes, that is
stroking out.
That's the best part for me is that like how it happens turns me on a lot more than when it actually does.
It's the thrill of the chase.
Yes.
I feel
Which
that
is why when
way-
guys like you too quickly, you're like not interested because you don't have the thrill of the chase in it.
Exactly, because I'm like, well, then the best
Psychology
part
Today
is
says.
I just saw you as like Lucy in the Peanuts with that like the doctor is in 5 cents.
5 cents.
Yeah, exactly. I owe you 5 cents
Yes.
at the end of this.
I
But
believe
that's
that's
exactly
10
why
cents.
I don't like it when people like me too much. There needs to be that anticipation is the best part.
Yes, exactly.
I feel that way about books. I feel less that way about like Because listen, if I'm opening porn, it's to get a job done.
It's a goal.
Right.
There's a goal in mind.
There's a goal in mind. I'm not here all day.
Right.
I think it's funny because I think the three of us are in varying degrees. So it's like Kristina needs a full hour long. She needs to buy the DVD.
If I'm going to go to M Town, I've set aside a significant amount of time.
Oh God!
And we lit candles.
We're going. Oh no!
She's got the toys out, the lube out.
It means there's nothing happening for the next 2 hours.
Oh God damn!
And I'll
2
go.
hours is a long time. You're watching a full length drama.
Jesus Christ! 2 the fuck hours.
Yeah,
actually, don't you got shit else to do? I got stuff to do.
I know. I'm like half an hour. We're in and out. Let's go.
That's too long.
Cassie's like 3 minutes. Let's go.
I'm all like, I could go run to the restroom right now and be back. No one would miss me on the cast.
God, now anytime you're gone for any length of time, I'm gonna be like, what's Cassie doing? She's been in that bathroom for like 5 minutes.
Amazing. Done. There we go. Oh my God. Well, should we on that note, should we fuck, marry, kill people?
Yes.
Yeah.
But first, we should introduce ourselves.
You did it.
We're getting better.
Welcome to my worst day, and I'm
Getting
Cassie.
better all the time. I'm Keegan.
And I'm Kristina.
We did it. We nailed it. So we should do some Crazy in Love. Who do we want to do? I have an idea of what I want to do.
Fuck, marry, kill?
Yeah, what did I say?
Crazy in Love.
Jesus.
It's all right.
I'm over here. I got all Twitter pated.
What are we doing?
I really want to do the Harrison Fords.
All right.
Okay.
But
cool.
But I'm open to suggest.
Okay. Someone else go first.
Well, you know that I have to go indie.
And
Indiana Jones.
I'm gonna go Han. So
good.
Oh, Jesus. What does that leave for me?
Do you want me to pull it up?
Yeah. And we'll cut it out.
Okay, cool. Hold on 1 second.
All I can think of right now is that Michelle Pfeiffer movie.
What lies beneath? You cannot pick what lies beneath. Wouldn't that be the most awkward?
We're like, no.
What about like wasn't he in Air Force One or something
Fugitive,
like that?
Air Force One, Witness, Blade Runner.
Ooh, Blade Runner.
Yeah,
I'll do Blade Runner. Harrison Ford.
All right, I've got mixed feelings because Blade Runner is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, it's
of
super
all
good.
time. It's in my top 5, maybe top 10.
That's Chris's number one favorite movie.
I love Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner.
Yeah,
but
the second one was good too. The new one, I liked it.
Harrison Ford is a little rapey in that movie.
little rapey. He's also that like he's kind of a dick in that movie.
He's kind of a
dick, and
it's
he
a noir.
doesn't seem to
It's
be
like a film noir.
super fun to be around.
No,
seem like a real bummer.
I think I know what mine is for sure.
All right, you want to go?
I'm solid.
Yeah.
First and foremost, definitely marrying Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I'm
know
same on that.
I'm same on that too.
Because we've already talked about how you would steal the Declaration of Independence with Nicolas Cage.
I would.
You would definitely go on an archaeological dig with Indy.
Oh yeah, as
Any day.
long as he takes me with him. If he doesn't take me with him, this marriage is over. You have to take me with you.
No, that's
Indiana.
not even acceptable. That's unacceptable.
Yes.
Yeah.
All I've ever wanted to be since I was a kid was an archaeologist. I blame Indiana Jones for this.
Sure.
Therefore, we are married now.
He was hot. All I ever think about is the first time I saw an Indiana Jones movie. I don't know which one it was, but he was teaching and one of the girls had like "I love you" on her eyelids. Do you guys remember that?
Oh my God.
Yeah. She like blinks really slowly and it says like "I love you" on her eyelids.
That's right. It's
I
like at the
remember
beginning
that.
of the movie.
Yeah, and he's hot.
He's so hot.
He's hot in that movie. Yeah.
I'm going to. Okay, so here it is. Listen to my logic here.
Yes, listening.
Because initially I was going to go Han Solo for fuck.
Okay.
But Han busy. He got shit going on.
So
He's
is Indiana.
No, I'm not worried about that. I'm talking about the fuck part.
Okay.
I'm already marrying Indiana Jones.
All right,
is
sure.
a no bueno. This is a no deal breaker. This is he in.
Yeah.
So we're between Blade Runner and Han to fuck. And I got to be honest with you. I feel like Blade Runner.
That's an aggressive fuck. That's
Yeah.
a Cassie kind of fuck.
It is.
Yeah.
And
I'm with you.
I feel like he's
I'm with
kind of
you.
like he's kind
Keep going.
of quietly aggro in that movie.
Yeah.
Like he's kind of like just
Where he'll turn you around
Yeah, he
when you're
will.
against the wall
Yeah.
and take you from behind.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be Blade Runner. Fuck. Oh man, I am gonna get hate.
No, you're
mail.
right. We understand. We here at My
Han
Worst Date
Solo's
understand.
too like
busy.
for me,
Too busy.
my issue with Han Solo. Ooh, we are gonna get comments.
Yeah.
My issue with Han Solo is he's too cheesy. It's not a turn on. Han Solo has never turned me on.
I
at
love
all.
him.
Oh no, he
I
did.
love him.
When I was a kid, I was
Yeah.
way Han Solo.
You know the thing that pisses me off the most is when Leia says "I love you" and he says "I know." Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
That makes me mad. I
Yeah.
don't like
but
that.
you know
I
what?
don't like that either.
He might say I know, but fucking Blade Runner isn't gonna say it at all.
No,
Like-
that's fine. No, that's fine.
No,
That's fine.
true.
I'm probably a replicant anyway.
I think I think for me, I'm gonna have to go marry Indiana.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to fuck Han Solo because I always
Explain
liked
yourself.
I liked Han Solo growing up, and he's funny. And I'm gonna go with some guy who's funny, usually over some. I mean, like I think you would
Aggro.
have
Got
a good time. I think you'd have a good time with like. As far as a good time, I mean, the time you start fucking to the time you end fucking, I think it's going to be good with that guy. But that's the guy who fucks you and then like gets out of bed, puts his pants on, and then leaves without
You never
saying
see him
anything
again.
to you.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know that I want that. I feel like that's going to make me feel gross.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go no on Blade Runner guy, even though, what is his fucking name in that movie? I should know this.
Chris, what's Harrison Ford's name in Blade Runner? Deckard.
Okay, sorry, Deckard. I'm going to go no on Deckard, even though that's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go yes on Han Solo because you know what? Even though he didn't stand by Princess Leia throughout, in the long run, they had adventures together, and it was fun while it lasted.
Was it fun?
I think so.
Is that the words?
I think it was. They went on adventures together. That looked like fun as fuck. So I'm going to go yes on fucking Han Solo.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Well, there we go.
I made my case.
Send your hate mail.
To Keegan at
No, I think it's
excuse
gonna
me.
it's gonna
I'm
come to
kidding, I
us.
know,
Are
I
you
know. I'm
kidding?
kidding. You two.
Ooh, big time.
I gotta be honest with you guys. Trekkie or Wars?
What?
Trek or Wars?
Which Star Trek?
Yeah.
It's your choice. Whatever you want.
Any of them?
Trek or Wars? Your choice. Across the board. Ooh. I'll put my hot take in right now. It's Trek. I'm a Trekkie.
I like the new Trek. I like the old Trek. I love Star Trek Next Generation.
Next Gen is
Well, that's what
Next
Next
Gen
Generation
is
is.
the best.
Gen
I
is
live for
everything,
Next Gen.
and the movies are so fucking good. I am
Dude,
here for
Patrick
Trek.
Stewart as the captain, come the fuck on,
I
dude.
grew up on Next Generation.
I
My
did
hero.
too.
Fucking
I had the
loved
biggest
it.
crush on Will Wheaton. Oy vey.
We should do
Still
Next
kinda
Gen.
Yeah,
Ooh.
who was the guy with the beard and the blue eyes? Because I had a crush
Riker.
on him.
Oh,
Riker.
yes,
I had a crush on
Riker.
him.
Oh,
That's
God
right.
damn.
Riker, Will Wheaton. I had a crush on Patrick Stewart. I'm not gonna lie.
And Patrick Stewart. Those were my two.
But Riker, you're right. Riker was my number one.
Yes. But
Get it.
I mean, I have to say, I don't know. I grew up on Next Generation. My parents actually, I lived in Vegas whenever the Star Trek Experience came
Oh
out in
my God,
Las
I'm so
Vegas.
jealous.
My parents took me and my brother out of school. We didn't go to school that day, and we
So
went to the
jealous.
Star Trek Experience. However, and this is less exciting for obvious reasons now, but at the time it was a very big deal. My parents also let us skip school when episode 1 of Star Wars came out.
Okay.
They let us skip school to
That's
go
cool.
see that too. So
Tragic and
it's
the worst movie.
Like hindsight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the time it was
That's
a very
cool.
big deal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Star Wars has been a bigger part of my personal
I can get that.
experience, but if we're talking like next gen, that has a special place in my heart forever. So
But
I don't know.
love the new movies too. Oh my God. To be honest
new
with you,
movies are
I
good.
like the
If
new
it
movies
compare-
too.
if you
Star
compare-
Trek new movies versus
very
Star
good.
Wars new movies. I like
I gotta be
like
Trek.
them better.
Yeah, me too.
I like Star Trek better.
We're gonna get all the hot take.
Oh my God!
You
yes.
can email
Well,
us
that's a
at
hard call.
myworstdatepodcast@gmail.com.
We should put a poll up on our Instagram, Star Wars or
Trek
Star
or
Trek,
Wars.
because I
Totally.
think everyone has strong feelings, and most
And
of their
who
feelings.
has more like fuckable characters? Star Trek for sure.
Yeah.
Versus Star Wars, the new ones.
Yeah.
Well, the new one. Well,
Even
I don't
new-
know.
Even old ones.
No,
Well,
Star Trek. You've got
What's his
you've
name?
got fucking
I'll
Chris
fucking
Pine.
fuck Oscar Isaac.
What's his name? Solo.
Oscar Isaac is in the new Star Wars movies. The new Han Solo's hot.
Solo's hot. And what's his name? Hi, your dude that you like so much. Why can't I think of his name?
I don't know.
Oh my
This is
God.
America.
Oh, are
Childish
you
Gambino?
kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, Donald
Gambino.
Glover.
Yeah,
as,
thank you. I don't know why that was
as
so hard.
Lando.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
So,
like that. I did the dance.
but we should definitely. Yeah, I got it because you did the This Is America dance. But I think we should do a poll on Star Wars or Star Trek because I feel like people have strong opinions, and I honestly feel like most opinions are deeply rooted in nostalgia, like more than anything else. It's not necessarily about like what's better.
Watching Next Gen, like that was something that we did growing up. Like
Yeah,
it
it's
was
nostalgic.
Yeah. So and Star Wars wasn't really a part of my childhood.
It was for me.
Yeah.
It was
It was
for
a big
me. I
part.
mean, I used to play with the toys. I had these friends, my friends Samuel and Benjamin, when I was growing up. They were the kids and that I hung out with, and they had all of the Star Wars toys, like all of them. And so like in that way, yes. But Star Trek was definitely much more pivotal point in my life.
My dad sat us down as small children to make us. I say make us, but we wanted to. But like he made us watch, the
4,
original
5, 6
episodes of
Nice.
the original Star Wars movies. Like
Sure.
he sat us down to watch them. So like that's a distinct memory for me. But also, so is my mom had all of Star Trek: The Next Generation on VHS tape. So
Yeah.
all of it. I
Ooh,
like all of
divided
it.
household.
I just
love
remember.
that.
I just remember too. Growing up, it was like the one thing that like every night after dinner, that was mom would do dishes, dad and I would go watch Star Trek. Next
love
Gen
that.
every night.
That's so cute.
It was like we always sat down at the dinner table together, ate dinner, but we rushed if we were late because it was like Star Trek's on.
Yeah.
We were that way with The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
You were
funny.
like literally like the Simpsons opener when they all run into the couch.
That was the one. My mom never let us eat on the carpet in the living room.
Yeah.
But we had tile in like the kitchen and in the hallway leading into the living room, and you could see it. So my dad would fix us dinner and then let us sit on the floor on the tile.
Aw.
Like there was a line where the carpet was, and we would like sit at
As
the line,
close,
like
yeah.
as close as possible, so we could see the TV.
I love that.
And like eat on the tile. Yeah,
That's so funny.
memories.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, you want to take 5 and then we'll
Yes.
come back with stories?
Yes,
Sounds good.
And we're back.
You're
All
welcome
right,
back,
ready for
ladies.
stories?
Yeah. So this one I got from Reddit, and it's a guy talking about a
Ooh, I
girl.
always love
Finally,
those.
I love these
I love
ones.
those.
I know. So
Dating sucks for everybody, guys.
That's
so
right.
everyone write in.
I want them all.
Yep.
So he starts out, Shelly and I made each other's acquaintance after a brief, albeit delightful conversation via Tinder. She mentioned she did not yet live in the area, but was in town for the weekend looking for a place to hang her hat for after a recent promotion. Shelly had long chestnut brown hair sprinkled with amber hues that looked positively radiant, cascading from under her LA Dodgers baseball cap in her profile picture. I was much obliged to introduce her to her new stomping grounds. For Shelley's inaugural nightlife experience in her soon-to-be new city, I choose a hip new bar on the main drag, which all the, quote, cool kids seem to be frequenting as of late. I was sipping on a ice-cold lager as a young woman approached me at the bar. Hello, I said, confused by why this person was simpering quite creepily in my direction. I'm Shelley. This was not Shelley.
Oh,
No. Perhaps the Shelley depicted on Tinder could have been the woman roughly 15 years prior with a serious Instagram filter, but even that seemed a far cry from the truth.
Oh, that's the worst. I hate when that happens. I can't tell you guys how many times over the last year that happened.
You're like, no, you're not that person.
You're not.
You're not that person.
I know. We've talked about it like a million times on this podcast, but I just don't understand. I'm just like, I truly don't understand.
I don't.
Do you know how much anxiety I would have if I used a fake picture and then showed up in person?
Because
I would have so much anxiety.
You're the same as me, where you're looking at people and you're very observant. And like, how are you not going to notice that tick of disappointment
Yeah.
go across their face?
Oh, which is
hide
so much
nothing on my face.
worse.
I'd be the worst. Oh my God. Could you imagine? Somebody would show up and be like,
Straight
all
disgust.
eyebrows way up high. Like,
You're like,
no,
what?
sir.
Yeah, look
No.
at the time. Gotta
Jesus
go.
Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Look at the time. Despite feeling like I had been totally catfished, the gentleman in me inquired about her drink of choice, which was water with lemon. Well, at least it'll be a cheap date.
Oh, I mean, God bless. Look at the positive. Bless up.
Bless up. After engaging in some tedious conversation about God knows what, Shelley began obsessively grilling me about what I did for a living as a controller in a law firm. The inquiries were coming at me like wildfire. Do you enjoy your job? Are you happy with your schedule? Do you mind having a boss? Wouldn't you like
Are you in HR? Get the fuck out.
Wouldn't you like to be your own boss someday? Are you really happy overall?
Is she
She
trying
in
to
a
get
cult or a
them?
pyramid scheme?
I know. She's trying to get him into an MLM. Totally. I fucking.
it.
Oh my god.
You are really interested in my job, I said, in hopes that she would take the hint to cease the interrogation. I just want to see people be happy in their jobs and live their best lives.
No, bitch.
Shelley
No.
then retrieved a pamphlet from her toe.
No.
And
Get out.
proceeded to pitch me on what she claimed to be a life-altering product, not only for her health and fitness regime, but for her supplemental income as
You know
well.
what? I gotta hand it to these people though. Like you are out here. You are on Tinder. You are doing the catfish grind to like promote your MLM.
That's like the dude that had
That's
the
amazing.
crucifix tattoo that wanted me to go to
Nope.
his church.
No, thank you.
And it's like,
yeah, you're out here doing the work, flirty fishing all day. Let's do this.
A pyramid scheme, a fucking multi-level marketing pyramid scheme. Shelley tricked me into going on a date so she could pitch me a goddamn pyramid scheme. Being courteous to a fault as usual, I allowed her to conclude her spiel on how she is now successful entrepreneur and how I too could become one simply by convincing 5 loved ones to join the physical mental wellness supplement movement while achieving financial freedom and superior quality life overall.
I can't believe you remembered all of that. That's insane.
That's wild.
amazing.
While paying my tab, I told her I would definitely consider her proposition in order to stop this madness.
Unmatched.
Shelley texted me 6 or 7 times to follow up on joining the pyramid. She eventually called it quits.
Oh my
Guys,
god.
listen.
There's nothing more awkward than an MLM.
And I'm not even saying that like that there aren't some good I've gotten good products out of MLMs.
no, we've talked
Talked
about
it.
Arbonne.
Arbonne, that was speaking of being too nice, that happened to me where like someone reached out to me about Arbonne. I let this person host a party in my apartment. That's how much I
legit
let say no to people.
$200 I didn't have just because I'm
I
too
can't say no.
nice.
I can't say no. I bought a product as well. I let them host a party in my apartment, bought wine and a charcuterie plate, and then also bought cellulite cream, which did work. We have talked about that.
Yeah.
But MLMs are such a shady business.
It's so
that
shady.
I'm like,
Yeah. I'm
You
telling you guys,
guys-
listen to the dream.
Oh,
it's
fuck.
so
You are-
fucking
I should.
good.
Thank you.
Gotta add
Thank
that
you
to my
for
list.
bringing that up again because
It's
I
so
was going to ask you about what it
fucking
is.
good.
And I
The
do
Dream
want to
and
add
Root
it.
of Evil. Those are on my list. I
Root
will
of
listen.
Evil
Root of
is
evil.
But
Good
I know.
banana
Christ.
sandwich.
I've heard you, and I will definitely
Dude.
give it a listen. I will.
You
do
are
it.
gonna.
Speaking of podcasts, a podcast recently reached, I was showing Kristina last night, had just gave us a shout out on their podcast. It's called
Is it weird?
Is It Weird?
Yeah.
Is This Weird?
Is this weird?
Oh,
yes.
And they were like,
I added it today.
Yeah, they were like, they're like, whatever, binge listen currently. One of the hosts was saying that our podcast was another
That's
binge listen. That's so
wonderful.
cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was awesome.
All right, let's jump in. This is an email we got from our website. So I always like to do a reminder. You can send us stories from our website. If you go to myworstdate.com, there is a contact us button, and then you can submit your stories from there if you don't want to email us directly or whatever, if you're on there just browsing. And this is one of those. Okay. So, I had a super crush on this mutual friend for about a year. I was a little crazy about it, actually, and while he was in other relationships, I just bid my time, sure we would have our chance. We've all been there,
Yeah.
waiting for your
100.
opening. It's like double dutch.
100.
You're like,
Here it comes.
Here it comes.
Here
Here
it comes.
comes.
Here it comes.
here it comes.
Here it comes.
Um,
all of us with our movements. We're all
We're
like,
like double dutch.
And here.
Okay.
any minute
here.
now. Any
No,
minute.
see,
here.
I was terrible at double dutch because I had the crossed eyes as a kid. I have no fucking depth perception.
honey.
How many times did I get hit in the head with a fucking jump rope?
You missed out on all the black things, like double dutch stepping.
Dude, in so many ways,
Oh,
you are
man.
absolutely right on that.
That's
my
so weird.
God.
I think I did more black things,
Oh.
quote unquote, than
Yeah.
you did.
No, absolutely.
Cassie's like, at least I double dutched. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't even do
I-
that. I would
yeah.
just literally get jacked in the face with a jump rope.
You've got like rope burn just right across your face. Ow! You look like Scar. Okay. Anyway, when he finally, so she says, when he finally sees how freaking awesome I am, he invites me to another friend's house for drinks and just to hang out. We have a great time hanging out and making jokes as we usually did when we hung out together as friends. So finally, it's early morning and everyone is tired, so we all head to where we are sleeping. I, of course, ask him to come to bed with me because this is my time, she
Yes.
says,
Yeah,
exclamation
shoot-
point.
She jumps in.
Yes.
Your shot.
Shoot your shot.
She jumped
Jump
in.
in. Yes,
Yep.
that's right. We are laying there and he begins to kiss me, and I'm not kidding. It was the absolute worst kiss I have ever had.
There's nothing. Oh, that breaks my fucking heart.
Your
'Cause how
crush
long
is destroyed.
is destroyed
Yeah, your
at
rose-colored
that
glasses
moment.
are off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. If you, I literally
worse.
couldn't think of anything worse because
the
you know
biggest
me
turn
with
off.
the setup that I do. If you're like into somebody and you're feeling it and you're like, this is it. This is all right. We've
You got smacked
this.
in the face
And
with a
then-
jump rope.
Yep.
Yeah, you got
Exactly.
smacked in the face.
with a jump rope.
Yes, you did. She says,
Got Kristina.
Aw. It's so sad.
Oh my god.
She says, he literally just opened my mouth with his tongue and shoved it in as far as he could go and then just
slug.
moved it around in that position. What the fuck? Yeah, Slug.
about to
Slug is
gag.
perfect. He just shoved it in and then just swirled it around like it's a
I'm about to
blender.
take a picture
Gross.
of Christina's face right now. I can't.
I don't like it.
I know.
It was super wet and gross, and I am so fucking disappointed. But I had waited so long for this moment to happen. I understand. And I had heard he had a big dick. So I figure, let's see where this goes.
Yeah.
Oh, if you can't kiss, you can't fuck.
Well,
That's the name of the title of this episode.
If you can't kiss, you can't fuck. That is absolutely 100% true. No
That's
matter
true.
what kind of tools you have
Nope.
going on, you might have a circular saw, it's really expensive level, but if you don't know
You're
how to
just drilling
fucking
it.
use it, you know, you're
Yeah,
just,
if you can't use a hammer, you can't use a circular saw.
yeah, no shit.
So she says he puts my hand down his pants, and I swear, as soon as my hand touched him, I started giggling. He did have a big dick, but with that awful kissing and the realization I was finally getting what I thought I wanted, I couldn't stop laughing and laughing.
Oh no.
And laughing.
Oh no.
Oh no.
He tried a couple more times to get me to touch him, and every time I would start laughing harder.
Oh no.
You
know what's a turn on?
laughing at
Laughing.
someone's dick. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah.
And
Big
every time,
Surprised you didn't
every
die.
time, every time he tries to put her hand on his dick, she starts laughing.
That's the fucking best.
And you know, this man did not learn how to kiss because he's like, but
I got a big dick.
So
I got a big dick. I don't need to
how
kiss.
confusing was it for him that like this person was touching his dick and laughing? That was
laughing.
probably the worst thing.
Oh my god,
She's
he
lucky she lived.
definitely has a complex now.
Oh god.
Definitely does.
Oh shit.
Hopefully some fucking woman. That's the best thing that you can do for another person is just be like, you
Teach
know
them how to
what?
kiss.
That's not good.
Yeah.
And just fucking guide them. Like the path you're walking, not a good path.
I need to
Follow
redirect
me.
you.
Let's readjust.
Follow me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice to be like,
Follow
not
me.
there. There.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
That's good. That'll work.
Yeah.
That'll do. That'll do, pig.
Thank you for the babe reference.
He tried a couple more times to get me to touch him, and every time I would start laughing harder. He finally asked if it was too awkward for me, and I jumped at the excuse and said, yes, so sorry. We went to sleep, and I left the next morning, and all my feelings for him had vanished.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I had to see what I was missing to realize I wasn't missing anything. I still feel bad for all the laughing, but it makes for a great story. LOL, love the podcast.
Oh my god, that is the best.
So good.
I think we've all been there where you have a crush crush, and then like you blow it up
Shattered.
so much in your head.
Oh, you romanticize the shit out of it. He's
absolutely.
the best kisser. It's the best fuck you've ever had.
Yeah.
And
as
then the
soon as
situation
reality-
happens, and you're like, oh,
Yeah, you're like,
no.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, I think we've all been there.
we
yeah.
have
Yeah.
all been there.
Yeah.
I dated a bad kisser once.
I did
Very
too.
pretty man.
My friend, and we're friends now. Like, well, we're friends. We were friends back home, but I dated this guy, Mike, who is kind of like in hindsight's ridiculous
Yeah.
because like we were friends at the time, like, and it was just one of those stupid things. But he was the worst fucking kisser ever. He's in prison now, so he won't hear this.
They can listen to podcasts in prison, Cassie.
Oh no, Cassie! Maybe I'll bleep that name. Let me know.
You get a fucking pen pal letter.
Mike,
My
yes,
dearest
no
Cassie.
one will know. My dearest Cassie.
By the time this letter reaches you,
I
I'll
will
be out of prison. Oh my god!
You have my address.
Ah!
We don't even live in the same state anymore.
No. Okay. Well, I got this one on my personal Instagram because somebody found me
they
and
hunted you down.
followed
Love it.
me, and I'm so excited. It was really cool. She's a fan. She says, "Okay, I hope this isn't too long." But the writer, she says, I can get a little descriptive, but I tried to chill with this draft. So,
I love that. That's me. I'm like,
Yeah.
here's
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
detail you don't want.
yeah. She says that a writer and her dated for only 8 months. He did say / do very small things
Wait.
that were kind of red flaggish.
Writer, RID or WR?
Writer, like
Okay.
I write things.
Okay.
Writer.
Cool.
Wait, that still doesn't make sense. But anyways, he did say / do very small things that were kind of red flaggish, but nothing that screamed, get off this island.
Got it.
A week before.
Get in your lifeboat.
yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
row
So-
away.
I do have to preface this actually by saying that this is not a worst date. This is a worst breakup,
Oh, I like it.
which
I
I
do
was
too.
like, this opens a whole new door for
love
me
it.
because if dating's awkward, breaking up is
Oh,
awkward
we've
AF
gotten
too.
some very good breakup stories, and
Yeah.
I would like to make a public plea to keep those coming.
Yeah.
I think I have a good breakup story that we could do for maybe Patreon.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
yes.
So she says a week before the actual breakup, he said some totally left field things to me. After a long conversation, I told him he was on probation. He's doing everything to make it up to me, and we're doing real great until one entire week after this first incident, he is sitting at his desk working on a novel he's writing, and I'm at the table sewing with my headphones on when I look over at him and notice he is crying. Again, totally out of left field. We've been having a great week. I ask what's wrong. He won't respond. We go back and forth
Don't like
until
that.
he blurts out, I just feel like everything's so wrong. What am I doing wrong?
Oh,
How awkward is that?
so fucking awkward.
When people, I mean, this is just an example of two people being on completely different pages.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you're just
exactly
on
right.
completely different pages.
You're exactly right.
I had no idea where this was coming from, and after asking him to explain why he feels this way, he just continued crying and doesn't respond. Then with tears fresh on his face, he calls a friend whom he hasn't spoken to in months. Still with tears on his damn face, he starts talking with her in the most upbeat voice like he hadn't just been crying for the
Serial
past
killer,
30
get out,
minutes.
Get out,
Totally.
get out, get out.
Can we talk about how weird that is?
Creepy.
Okay, so
I'd be scared.
you've been dating someone for 8 months. Okay. I'm not even really dating anybody, have not dated anybody for 8 months or
Right.
whatever. But I can only imagine starting to go down that road with somebody and then being like, okay,
8 months is a long time.
8 months is a long
almost
time,
a year.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a long
That's
time.
not just me.
No,
that
that's a
feels
long
like
time.
a long
It's
time.
It is a long
It's almost
time.
full term. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you almost had a baby.
To literally
You're
sit
about to
there and be like,
deliver.
we're in the middle of something, and then you're crying.
Well, and
You're
anyone-
crying.
Anyone who can turn off their emotions in front of someone
And
else
switch.
Yeah.
that fast.
It's not even just
is-
turn off. It's switch.
weird. It's weird also because like you're in front of somebody. Like I think I may have been in a position once or twice where I'm crying or I'm upset and I leave the room and I go by myself and I make a phone call and I pretend like I'm okay. To do it in front of someone though it shows such a lack of self-awareness that is bizarre.
And then not only that, to be like, well, there's obviously an issue there between a guy and a girl, and so then he's going to like
Call his
a
girlfriend?
girl. It's weird, right?
It is weird.
It's
kind
very
of weird.
Beyond weird.
Yes. It's really weird. Okay. I was like, is this me? This is really
It's
weird.
not you.
Okay, great. So he then tells her it's so loud in his apartment, nothing was on, it was fucking quiet, and needs to step outside to hear her.
Oh,
No.
fuck you.
No.
Oh, we're done.
Bye.
Sir, get the fuck out. Boy, bye.
Bye.
Get out.
For the first few
I like it that
minutes,
I'm that fast. I'm like,
exactly.
we're done.
I'm like, we're done. She
Done.
says for the first few minutes, I'm dumbfounded, and then all of a sudden, my brain starts calculating. I start adding up tiny red flags, the last week's experience, and now this. I'm legit Sarah Paulson in that meme, calculating all this.
You're like,
Mapping it up.
is that Sarah Paulson in there?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I realize I'm dating a manipulative and controlling person, and his behavior is just going to get worse. It's been 20 minutes at this point. I text him saying it's over, and I'm hopscotching the fuck out.
Bye.
I'm sure as hell
love
not
that.
going to find him outside to have this conversation. Not even a minute after this text, he comes back inside the apartment and lays on the floor, crying and acting so confused as to why I'm peacing out. I just told him he needs to find a therapist and left.
No, I know what he's doing. It's incredibly like manipulative, but he's acting like that so that he can flip it on her and say that like she did this to him and he was so upset and he didn't want her to go
So devastated.
and all of this stuff. He can do all of that. That's what he's doing.
Fucking
it's fucked up.
terrible.
It's because you can never be the person to just say like, this is not what I want.
Right.
I don't want to do this. You can't be that person. So you have to like force the other person to leave you.
Oh, that's the worst. So a few days go by before I can head back over and grab my stuff. I have a friend come with me because he was leaving these long ass voicemails of just him crying, and it freaks me out.
Oh my
So
God.
smart to bring a friend with you,
Yes.
by the way.
Also,
like, always
don't like
when
that.
somebody's
Don't
that
like that.
erratic, like
Someone
definitely.
crying on the other end of the phone. Is there anything more creepy?
Ugh.
And awkward and weird and uncomfortable and awful and all of the bad
All of it.
things. So once my friends get there, he's sitting in his fucking car watching us. We walk into his apartment, and there are notes he wrote about how much he loves me, covering all of the walls and ceiling.
Nope.
And ceiling.
Nope.
Sir, did you have to get a ladder for that shit? You pulled out a ladder?
This is how much effort goes into something like that, where you have to pull out a ladder.
No.
Thank God she brought somebody with her.
Can you, if you were alone, I mean, even if you were with somebody, but especially if you were by yourself and you saw that shit, that is some fucking Silence of the Lambs level creepness. I don't like that at all.
I don't like that.
It is. He is putting the lotion in the basket for sure.
It reminds
For
me,
sure.
the first thing that popped in my head was that episode of My Favorite Murder when they talk about the leaves hanging
leaves
from
on the
plastic
wall.
bags
Yes.
all over the walls.
Yes.
And I'm just like, there's something about entire walls and ceilings being
Full of
covered with
weird
something
notes.
that I'm like, no.
That's too much. That's weird. So then she says, I see some fucking banana bread. What? On the counter.
This just took a delicious turn.
That's a delicious.
with a note attached to it that says, my mom made this for you.
Motherfucker, you didn't even make me the banana bread. It's literally the easiest thing to make.
Oh my gosh.
You couldn't even be bothered to make me this banana bread. Get the fuck out.
I don't
I'm not-
even like bananas,
I
but
love it.
banana bread
Banana
is
bread.
delicious.
So good.
I'm not
Bread.
going to lie.
Yeah.
It is good. It is good.
That's like the one thing Anthony knows how to bake.
God,
Yeah,
he
she's the,
can make me some. I'm
Yeah,
cool
He
with
will.
it.
He
Yeah.
will.
I'd break keto for that.
and she says, at this point, I'm disassociating, getting the fuck out of there, but I did eat the banana bread.
Take it with you. Like, first of all, fuck you, but I am gonna eat this.
But I'm gonna go
banana
ahead and take this with me. Yeah, thanks.
He wouldn't stop trying to get a hold of me, but even going as far as contacting my mom and trying to get her to convince me to give him another chance.
That's the biggest red flag. A parent, like the fact that, first of all, you got your mom to step in is creepy enough, but then to contact her mother is like,
let me tell you what
No.
happens to you if you are trying to call Terry Connor to be on your side. First of all,
No.
my mom hates everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone that's ever dated any of her kids. Like, no one is ever good enough. Like, you will never get
Not
Terry
even
Connor on your
Patrick's
side.
guy? I love him.
Almost.
Okay.
That's the closest.
Yeah.
Honestly, that is the closest person I've seen. And that, like, Joya's husband has been with her for fucking ever. But yeah.
No one's
literally,
good enough for your
no
kids.
one. No
My-
one is
my
good
mom's-
enough.
That's
my
so
mom.
fucked
my
up.
mom's the
My mom
opposite.
is like, I think that if Chris and I, if anything happened, my mom would be on Chris's side.
oh man.
My mom
Once
loves
again, I
Chris.
think I'm the happy medium in this situation.
Ugh.
My mom sees the good in everybody. So
Yeah.
she sees the good in all the people I dated, but she also respects my decision
I would literally,
to step away.
I would literally have to go to my mom and tell her how Chris fucked up for it to be okay. Like my mom would be like, "Well, did you try? Did you?" I'm like, "Mom,
Yeah. No.
But, I mean, can we just keep the parents out of it, though?
I
Like,
know.
There's no
definitely.
reason to
Don't,
bring
oh my
in
God.
someone's
don't
mom.
ever. There's so much of
No.
a can of worms that you're opening here that I just don't even want to get into it. Like, ugh. At all. So anyways, she finally flipped her shit and told him if he ever contacts me or any of my friends or family again, I will contact the police, and
Yes.
haven't heard from him since.
Good.
By the way, he was 30 at the time. So
That's
just
not
in
grown-ass
case
behavior.
you thought that this was like
A
some
high
like
school-
high school
right
or
out of
early
college.
20s shit,
Yeah.
that ain't
this
grown
was a
behavior."
grown
If you're a 30-year-old man,
motherfucking man.
if you're a 30-year-old man, one, make your own banana bread. It's an easy recipe. I can send it to you.
How hot is that though?
It's not hard.
Honestly, like yes, make your
it
own
yourself.
Yes,
And two, don't get moms involved.
That's
You're
gross.
a fucking grown adult.
That's gross and weird. As
It's
a 30-year-old
weird.
man,
It's very weird.
there's just times where you stop like involving your parents, and 30 is
It's
well
definitely-
beyond that age.
Yeah, I think 25 is the age. That's when you are off mom and dad's insurance.
Yeah.
That's the age.
I mean, that's when you still call your mom when you want to talk to her about
Yeah.
something, or you're sad about a breakup or anything else. You can still call your mom and talk to her about that stuff, but you never say step in. In fact, I don't think I ever, even
No.
whenever I was younger in
Same.
high school,
Yeah.
in my early 20s, I never was like, "Will you talk
I wanted
to
my mom to
so
think
and
I
so
was
for
perfect
me?"
at that point anyway.
There was
You know what I
no,
mean?
there was no way I was going to be like, "Will you involve yourself in my relationship?"
No, thank you.
Right.
Like
no,
never,
no, no,
never.
no. Okay.
No.
Ready
Okay.
for a crazy in love?
Are you
do it.
bitches seriously ready for this? So, first and foremost, I believe that I have found a crazy in love that you may not know.
Oh,
There
challenge
So-
accepted.
have been a
Challenge
few
accepted.
on this podcast. You guys have done good.
I really don't feel like, unless you watch this one singular episode of Crime to Remember.
I told you about Crime to Remember. That's where I got Betty from.
Oh, is it? Shit.
Yeah. So I probably
Shit.
have seen this one. I've
Okay.
seen all the ones that are on Hulu. So if this is the
Well, this is on the ID app.
okay,
That's where I got it.
fucking
Shit.
love and adore Crime to Remember. They're the ones. Remember, I was telling you guys that they do reenactments, but it's not annoying.
It was kind of
Because
annoying to me.
to me, the reenactments, the
They're
production,
the worst part.
They
the
are
worst part.
But the production value is so high
It
on
is
these
good.
ones that I'm like, they put money and time.
They're not
into
wearing
these.
like obvious
Yes.
wigs.
So you
Yes.
may know this one, Keegan.
All right, let's do this. I'm
But
ready.
you may not.
Okay.
I don't know.
I've only
a
seen the
somewhat
ones
newer
on Hulu, so-
I don't know. I didn't watch this on Hulu. So it's Los Angeles. Well, technically it's Burbank, 1968, April 20th. Police are called to a apartment complex, and they find a car running with the motor running and the lights on. It's 11:30 at night, a Saturday night, and John E. Miller, a manager of the building, drives in with his family and sees a woman sitting in her front seat who has been shot in her front seat of her car.
Oh.
That's
Car-
not where I thought this was going, so I'm
Cars-
intrigued.
Car running, lights ablazing.
Okay.
Got it.
So, again,
Burbank.
police are called. And at the time, there had been a rash of like car thefts and break-ins and robberies and things like that. So
Yeah.
they were like, immediately their thoughts were well, maybe this was like a robbery or something, a carjacking gone wrong or whatever. But when they realize, of course, well, the car's obviously still there. She's been shot. Her purse is still there. There's money inside, as well as her own gun is inside of her purse. She has like a small gun that has Love Paul inscribed inside of it. And
Was it Zodiac?
No.
Also,
no.
inscribing a gun makes me feel weird. I don't like a gun that says Love Paul on it.
Well, the idea behind the gun was Paul is her husband, and they realized that Paul had got her this gun for her own safety. But
I
apparently,
want a gun.
I'm
I'm not gonna lie. I
Listen,
kind of want a gun.
I've shot-
cross-eyed. I wouldn't be able to hit anything, but I still kind of want one.
You having a gun.
You're like, not gonna lie.
Be like,
straight
bitch, you
up.
can't even double dutch.
Yeah.
I need you to not have a gun. in
I
fact.
I get the appeal of guns. They're fun to shoot. I've shot
are-
a
they are
handful
fun.
of guns in my life, but I still would find it weird to get a gun that was, even if it was a present from someone, I don't need it to say love so and so on it. It
seems weird that it's inscribed, right?
Yeah. I mean that's neither here nor there, but I don't like it.
So the woman in the car
record
is
shows.
Cheryl Perveler, and she is in the car. She's been shot twice in the head, as well as having 7 gashes, possibly by the butt of the gun on her face. So she's been
Jesus.
fucked up, right? They actually had said in the show that I watched, the
Crime to Remember
show, they had said that her purse was actually, there was a scarf with so much of her blood on it that it had actually stuck to the purse.
Oh my God.
And there's money, of course, inside the wallet. So they're like, there's no reason to think that at this point, they're like, this is not a carjacking. This is not a robbery. This is not, this is foul play for sure.
I just
Too
can't
violent.
get Burbank out of my head. I feel like they're like
This is our
near
neighbor.
the WB Tower. It's
Yeah.
like
Right.
Burbank always feels like bright and shiny.
Yeah.
And clean.
Yeah.
It's like weird for crimes to happen in Burbank because it's like, I don't know. It's a weird
It's
feeling.
where you go film TV shows.
Right.
Yeah, it's like Hollywood land, but not in the seedy way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheryl Perveler is a former fitness instructor. She had been a gym instructor for a local school. She was a transplant from Brooklyn, and she had married Paul Perveler, to a local bar owner. Paul had been with the LAPD for a while and had
Red flag.
No, right.
I
He'd
swear
only
to God.
actually been a police officer for 18 months. In fact, he actually got kicked off the police force. Well, he got basically
What
threatened.
do you do to get kicked
Well, he got-
off the police force
I'm
in the
about to tell you.
60s?
I'm about to tell you. He got threatened basically with charges because he had found somebody to perform an abortion for one of his,
Oh.
a girl that he knew.
That's much less funny.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I'm trying to cut this off real quick so you don't think this is funny, but
But like in a good way, to help her out?
To help
kind
her
of
out.
thing?
Yes.
Oh,
Like, so
then that
okay.
makes me
All
feel
right.
sad.
but this
All
is
right.
the 60s, so
Because
helping somebody arrange an abortion at that time.
I was with you because like I have
Yeah.
watched many. The only thing
Oh
I
yeah,
have
I was
time
with you, but
The only thing I have time for is crime shows lately.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, the last like 3 I've watched is like, typically if you're watching a crime show and they're like, her husband is a doctor
yeah,
or her husband is a
cop.
police officer,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, he
He
did
did
it.
it.
He did it.
Yeah.
And immediately he fucking did it. And
Yeah.
he's going to get away with it for like 5 to 10 years.
Yep.
Because no one's going to look into it because he's a cop.
Right.
And then they're going to catch him later.
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't a cop at the time. In fact, he hadn't been a cop for a while. He'd only actually been on the force for about 18 months. So this is like him being a former LAPD officer was kind of one of those things that just was like, okay, it's on the resume, but does it really?
But
I
yeah,
don't think it.
he's running a bar now,
Yeah,
right?
he owns, not running. He owns 2 bars.
Well, yeah, that's
so
great.
I mean, he's got his own.
He's probably doing much better doing that.
Exactly.
Actually.
Exactly. So that evening, they go to find him, and he had been called by the neighbors to say, "Hey, your wife had been shot." And she met him at the hospital, but the police are like, of course, the first instinct is husband did it, right?
Yeah.
So they meet him at his house, and they're like interviewing him, and they're going through everything, and he's like, "I got a perfect alibi. I was at one of my bars. My bartenders can say so. I was there. I have I was playing pool all night. Like literally,
Yeah.
it's pretty cut and dry, right?"
Yeah.
So kind of everything goes a little cold for a couple days. And then the police at the police station who are investigating this, they get a file. And it's funny because on A Crime to Remember, they talk about like how it's like the old days. Nothing comes over computer. So it's like 2 days later after somebody goes through some files and shit.
Which is the best thing about A Crime to Remember, because these are all crimes from like the early 70s through like the 1920s.
Yeah.
So that's always how it is. They're like, well, we didn't have computers, so by hand we had to sort through fingerprints and just eyeball them.
Still remember looking through a file cabinet for the Dewey Decimal System.
Oh my God, right?
The library. I remember that
I do
as a
too.
kid.
That was like elementary school though.
Yeah. But still, it was like nothing was computerized at the library. You had to go to the file cabinet to look at it.
I think
that
had
was the 80s.
We had the Dewey Decimal System when I was a little kid.
I mean, the Dewey Decimal System is still
but
a thing.
It's still a thing, but
as
yeah,
far
it's
as like,
computerized. But the little
we
cards.
we had
still smell
cards
it.
whenever I was a kid, but I was. You decide if I was lazy or an innovator or both. But I just fucking never looked at the Dewey Decimal System. I made somebody go do it for me. I just went and found an adult, and I was like, "Find me this book,
Yeah,
please."
that's innovative. That's what that is.
I was like,
That's
I'm not going to waste my time sorting through files.
It's your job, bitch. You get paid for this.
See, I had to
You
look
do it.
through the files and stuff like that to find like the creepy, weird shit I wanted to find at the library. Like, where do babies come from?
I never looked at those because I knew where the biography section was, and that's always what I was going toward. And I was like, I read like all the biographies in the biography section.
You want to know the weird shit I went for in the library? It was the books that had the blueprints for houses.
Ooh,
I liked
archaeology.
looking at
architecture.
architecture, archaeology. I liked
That's
looking
different.
at the blueprints of houses. So I'd find those books and I would like
That's
look through,
cool.
and then I would like design my house that
Oh,
I was going to
love
have when I
that.
grew up.
That's cute. I like that.
That is cute. I can't afford a house.
Always like true crime and sex. So that's how weird I am.
Wow. There you
Always. Yeah. I think
always-
I read Stephen King way too young.
Oh, I read a lot of Stephen King young too.
Yeah.
Stephen King.
That was my mom's favorite author, so we had a lot of Stephen King in the house.
Yeah.
We had a lot
You
of
read-
Stephen King and Dean Koontz in the house.
The Stand too young, I think it does something to your
If you watch
up shit to
Eraserhead,
you.
if you watch Eraserhead too young, it fucks you.
Yes. We've already talked about how I saw that when I was 6.
Oh, that's too young, ma'am.
All right.
So Paul is her husband, Paul Perveler.
Yeah.
He has an alibi for the night. So 2 days later, the cops get this file and they're like, this is weird. Paul has been a suspect in another murder about a few years ago. He was a suspect in the murder of a Marlon Cromwell.
Marlon?
Marlon Cromwell.
Is that a woman?
A guy.
Oh, guy.
A guy.
Okay.
So this Marlon Cromwell was shot multiple times at his house, and then the house was set on fire to cover the tracks. The problem is that the person who started the fire in the back of the house. The fire never even made it to where the crime scene was.
Amateur.
Amateur hour. And they were like, this is really bizarre. So why was this guy connected to this random Marlon's death? Why was Paul connected to this?
Yeah.
And they found out that Kristina Cromwell.
I'm like looking right at
Yes,
you.
Kristina Cromwell, his wife, was a co-worker of Paul's when he was working at an insurance company, and that they had been having an affair at the time. So
Yeah, here's the deal. How old is this guy? Do we know?
which one?
The
Paul?
husband?
Paul
Yeah.
is he's in his 20s. I
Okay,
know
I
that
guess.
Marlon
Yeah.
when he was shot is 27.
I'm 29. I've been accused or a suspect for murder 0 times.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel
Um,
like you can get through most of your 20s without that dubious
If this has happened twice,
yeah.
seems suspicious.
Yeah. A little, especially in Burbank.
Well,
which we've
perfect.
already
The cleanest,
established.
shiniest place.
Right. Christina, his wife, though, at the time is completely like out of town. She was in 29 Palms at the time of the murder. And so like she had been on a trip with some girlfriends and they were like, this is weird. And you've been having an affair with this guy. So we kind of think it's this guy, but everything at the time, it's like all kind of like,
Circumstantial?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
all circumstantial.
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody really can like connect the dots between the two things. So it kind of goes away. It kind of just goes to the wayside. Here's the thing about Kristina and Marlon Cromwell. Marlon and Kristina had been married for a few years. They had gotten divorced and then suddenly had gotten married again because she came back in his life. Also, too, there's a lot of like, she had gone through kind of a metamorphosis as well. Like she had gone from like kind of what she was described as kind of like a brunette, frumpy, glasses, kind of secretarial, kind of just
she's
average.
all that herself.
She
She
did.
took off her glasses.
She did.
All of a sudden she was hot.
She 100%. She's all that at herself. So it's 1967 at the time, and she's all that at herself because she went for contacts. She colored her hair blonde. She lost 75 pounds. She changed her
Bitch,
look.
okay.
Do you know that's like the number one thing if you think like someone's being unfaithful is like a sudden change in appearance or like a sudden need to like lose weight or be healthy or something like that. It's like a huge thing.
Well, but she wasn't married to him at the time. So
Oh.
she got back with him. So she went through this whole metamorphosis, came back to him and was like, I want to get married again. They got remarried.
So she's like revenge bod who dis.
Yeah.
But then she got back with him, so
She got back with him,
yeah.
but also at the same time, like, is like immediately starting this affair with Paul. So
why get remarried then?
Well,
that
I'm
makes
gonna
no
tell
sense.
you.
Okay, all right, sorry.
I'm gonna tell you.
She's like, I'm going to fuck your world up.
So she remarries Marlon, and they realize that Marlon has a brand new life insurance policy.
Oh my God. There we go.
There
Drink up,
it is.
bitches.
Yep.
There
I know,
it is.
we really should drink. We should make a drinking game every time there's a life insurance policy.
Yep. Well, you're gonna be drinking a lot during this one.
Fuck. Okay, let's do it.
So get prepared.
I'm so ready.
Get your straws ready. Paper straws, right?
Yes.
All right. Get your paper straws
Metal
ready.
straws.
Yeah.
Save the planet.
So, yeah. So there is a life insurance policy on her new secondly married husband. And this insurance policy is basically like a $35,000 dollar insurance policy, and which
It's just 1968 money, so that's like
I have
192.
it.
Oh, you have the actual?
Yeah.
Oh
So-
shit! How much is it actually? I guess 192,000.
It was what I said. It says just months after receiving the insurance money, they take $75,000, and which is $500,000 in today's money,
Jesus!
and they take a trip to Vegas together. So the police had been like, we're suspicious, but we don't know. And then when they had interviewed Paul's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I could work with her. No connection. But then the police started following them. And that's when they noticed that they took this big trip together to Vegas. And so they had been following them. They arrested them again, all circumstantial. They have nothing to fucking prosecute them on.
Hey,
So-
if you have $500,000, where are you going in the world?
right.
Not Vegas.
Not Vegas.
Not Vegas.
No.
Even though, I mean, no shade on Vegas. I grew up there.
No shade.
I love
It's
Vegas,
fun.
but
Love it.
I'm not
literally,
going
you have
for-
$500,000. You can go fucking anywhere in the world.
I'm going to a beach somewhere. Yeah.
Ibiza.
Ibiza. So they're looking at this like, there's something going on with this money. So they take a look at Cheryl and they're like, does she have a life insurance policy? Turns out she sure does. Oh, fuck. 25 to 50,000 and $25,000 life insurance policy, 50,000 for double indemnity, which means accidental death.
And how much is that in today's money?
$360,000 in today's money.
Oh, look at
Bitches.
you.
I'm on it.
They're like, let's go to Montana.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to
fun.
Right.
Sacramento.
Sacramento. Oh. I mean, I do have to say, Marlon, when a girl gets her revenge body and then she wants to come back to you,
Yeah.
that's a red flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't get that body to go back where she just came from.
She's like, I'm going to fuck your world up.
Literally.
Yeah, she's gonna light your world on fire. I think
Literally.
that's what's
Exactly.
happening.
Literally.
Oh, no, you're right.
Yeah. Literally.
It's funny, not funny.
So at any rate, they are like, well, this is obviously super suspicious. Cheryl has this huge life insurance policy that he's about to be able to cash out on. So they're like, we need some more information. So they reach out to his ex-wife because he had been married at the time. At the time that the affair started with Kristina, he had been married. Kristina had been married. So they both had gone through divorces and whatever. And they go reach out to, and here's the funny thing. On a Crimes to Remember, they kept calling her Catherine, but her real name is Leela. So
maybe Catherine's a middle name.
No, Catherine is the name that they use in the book that was made off of this, which I'll share with you guys later.
Okay.
And the movie that was made on it, I don't know if they were trying to keep her private. If not, I just fucking ruined it. But her real name, but with all the other research I did. So
if you could find it on the internet, other people could find it. It's fine.
The weird thing is that it was a really hard search, which actually made it even more fun because what I was able to find were just actual newspaper clippings from the original time that this crime happened, or stories from like his trying to, get out on bail stuff.
Yeah.
So
that makes
or
me
not
think
get out
of
on bail.
microfiche now.
It was very microfishy. It was a very microfiche moment. I'll show you. Look, dude, it's
So exciting. Oh my God. That's legit microfiche.
it's like literally like this is the articles that I was reading. It was like literally
I love
cut
old
from
newspaper.
the newspaper. Yeah.
I love old newspaper.
It's
Yes.
old newspaper
It's the best.
articles. Oh, by the way, this is the actual place currently. That's the actual location. I kind of want to drive by there.
In
That's where it
Burbank?
happened. Yeah, in Burbank. So it's like neighbors.
Yeah.
I have
Do you know-
probably
Do
driven
you know the
past
other
here.
location I want to go to is the fucking
house.
the
Yeah.
Souden house.
Yes.
Let's
yes,
do that.
Yes.
I wanna do that.
Let's do it. Okay. So they interview her or his ex-wife, Leela. And during the interview process, they find out that Leela had some really weird things happen. One of them being that he beat the fucking shit out of her, like put her in the hospital. And at the last minute, she decided she didn't want to press charges.
This is the ex cop
no.
did this.
Yes.
Oh no.
The living shit out of her.
I mean,
so
the
that's
the
one.
domestic violence rate in
Right. Well, that's
law
number
enforcement
one.
is like 40%. So yeah,
That's number one. Number two, she has a run-in, like an accident, like a car accident with like a really fucked up car accident where she ends up in the hospital. That's number two. Number three, she gets hit by a fucking car. A car jumps the curb and hits her.
Oh my God.
And the funny thing is like the way they show it in the show, I had to look it up in the news clippings, but the way they show it in the show is that she's like standing in the street and like gets hit by a car. But this car literally, when I looked it up in the news articles, had jumped the curb to hit her.
Oh my God.
So both of these incidents, each of those incidents have a $5,000 payout. Insurance payout.
God.
Then she also tells the cop about a story about when he decides he has guns and that's kind of his thing. And he goes on shooting trips. He invites her to go on a shooting trip with him, which he's never done before.
He's like,
and
"I
she
accidentally
said,
shot you
she
in
goes,
the
she goes, he never invites me. And we're there and he just is pacing around, doesn't shoot anything. And then is like, fuck it, I don't want to shoot. And just gets in the car and they go home.
it's accident, suicide, or murder. It's the beginning of one of those
totally.
episodes.
So
I don't know. The gun went off.
But she's living, obviously. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So fast forward.
This poor
So they're
woman.
still investigating this. They've reached out to him. One of his friends, who they call Michael Brockington, I don't believe that's his actual name. I don't actually think this is the person at all, but they call him that on the show. So for the sake of just having a name for this person, because they couldn't find the actual name for this person, we'll consider him Michael Brockington. He's an ex-coworker of his. They worked. So Paul and Kristina had worked at the same insurance company together. Wildly enough, an insurance company.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah.
So this Michael guy is also a friend of his, and he's kind of become like a confidant. This person apparently is somebody who, he can have drinks with, tell stories to. Well, it turns out he got really drunk one night and totally confessed to the murder of Marlon and tells him that he killed Marlon, and the money that he got to open his bars was from that payout that Kristina got.
Yappy
Have you
McYaffersons.
ever committed murder? Maybe don't get blackout drunk ever, because shit, dude, when I get drunk, chatty fucking Kathy over
Yep.
here, you are learning everything about everything about everything. So literally,
The
like,
number of
what are you,
times this
ridiculous?
happens in these stories where they're like, yeah, he got drunk and then he told me a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what?
Right.
You know what? I don't know. Maybe that happens. You guys can tell me about the times that I've been blackout drunk.
You did tell us about that one murder, but that was, it was cool. Yeah.
But I think I bury that shit so deep. Like if I do, my worst shame receipts are buried so deep.
Yeah.
That those shits are not coming out.
No,
like no matter what.
True. Same with me.
You know what I mean?
Challenge
So I'm like,
accepted.
you're like, how about you want another shot of vodka, Keegan?
Let's get
Tonight.
fucking wild.
Here we go.
Yes.
So-
Just keep your fucking mouth shut.
yeah.
You committed murder.
Maybe don't tell somebody.
That's the biggest win of your life.
Well,
if
the
you got away
crazy
with
thing
that.
is that he hadn't said anything. This is like 2 years later. The Marlon's death was in 1967. Cheryl's death was in 1969. So he hadn't said anything. And he probably didn't know both those years, but he knew at some point. And
Yeah.
the cops are like, why didn't you say anything? He's like, because I was afraid for my fucking life. Are
Yeah.
you kidding? Like, hi. Like, he would kill me.
Oh my God.
Do you know the story?
I know. I didn't fucking tell you guys that this week I got to sit in a police interrogation room.
What the fuck? You buried the lead for like
Wait,
2 hours.
I saw a fight Tuesday night.
Oh, you told
That's
us.
yes.
And you yelled about the fight.
I fucking witnessed a fight. I witnessed drama because, first of all, we've always talked
Drama.
about like if people are yelling,
You shared
I'm
this
gonna.
on the podcast last week.
You did.
I did.
Yes.
But this is the new thing. So I fucking interjected myself into the fight and I get a fucking call from an unknown number, but it's like here and the thing. And for some reason I decided to answer it. It is a fucking detective. They need me to come in and do a line up.
Why wasn't this the first thing you said
What
when you
the
walked in the fucking door?
Fuck.
I'm actually kind of mad right now.
I had to go to the police station and they were like, sat me in the fucking interrogation room. They're like, can we get you any coffee or anything? And I was like,
Yes, I would love to have police interrogation coffee. Please bring me some.
I was like, I am living my true crime best
Best
life right now. And the detective was such a sweet, like, woman. She was like fucking powerful. I knew like if I fucked with her, she would kill me like immediately.
I love her.
Oh, it was the best. And then like they went through this whole thing with like 6 pictures of 6 old white men that I was supposed to identify. I couldn't identify which
You're
one
from
it
across the
was.
street, yeah.
Yeah. But it was so cool. So yeah, I was like, sorry to interject, but
That's wild.
know.
Why did you not start us with that?
I know because
That's
so much
crazy.
shit happened this week.
It was a
it was a crazy week in
Crazy good
Christina's
way.
world.
Crazy
Crazy
good.
in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, where was I?
Sorry.
No, that was the best sidebar of all time. Thank you so much.
I've been in an interrogation
That was
room,
amazing. Thank you.
and I didn't do fucking shit wrong. So even
That's
better.
right.
Yeah.
Even better.
You were in an interrogation room and you were not the suspect.
Correct.
Congratulations. That's winning at life.
Yes.
That's right. So, this Michael guy, he tells the police that Paul actually, so the whole thing started with, he had said to him, do you wonder where I got all this money from? That's kind of where the confession starts. Like,
Oh,
do you ever
geez.
wonder where I got all this money from? So the weird thing is too, is like when they're interviewing Leela, like they're like, you know, she's going into all the crazy shit that happened, but she's also like, he's not okay with not having money. He comes from money. He's always had money. So this is something that's a very
That's why you
big deal to
gotta
him.
be suspicious of the
In
riches.
fact,
I think that's the theme of this episode.
He used to brag about how he was Stanley Kubrick's cousin, and they were cousins.
Yeah. Like, okay, great.
No,
Good
that's
for
fucking
you.
rad.
You
I
didn't
don't-
do
are you
shit,
kidding?
though.
You didn't do
Those
shit.
aren't your
Your
accomplishments.
cousin's cool.
Yeah, like,
dude.
But
Cousin's
and
cool.
your cousin makes good movies, but also heard Stanley Kubrick's a dick. So there's that.
Yeah.
So at this point, they basically have somebody who's like a witness to a confession. So they decide that they're going to arrest. They arrest Kristina. Sorry, they arrest Kristina and they arrest Paul for the murders of Marlon and Paul for the murder of Marlon and Cheryl. So they arrest them and they decide that with the evidence that they have and with Leela's testimony as well as this testimony from this other person, that they have enough, even with circumstantial evidence, all the things line up. There's nothing they can do. There's obviously a crime here. So after 3 days, the jury. So first of all, I got to tell you, Vincent Bugliosi, who I don't know.
Yeah, he's the one that Helter Skelter.
You're right.
Yeah.
Dude, totally. Well, he also wrote a book. So he's the guy, he's the prosecutor on this case.
Yep.
He wrote a book called Till Death Us Do Part. And it's about this case that they actually made a TV movie about.
Yeah, because he was the prosecutor on the Manson murders.
That's right.
And stuff. Yeah.
Good call.
Till death us do part. Is that how they used to say it?
I guess. I think do us part, but
Till death do us part.
But this book is Till Death Us Do Part. I know. I tried to look it up the wrong way. And
I don't like it.
Okay. Well,
Helter Skelter is a really good book, though. Again, that's so funny talking about Dewey Decimal System. That is a book that I read when I was about 12 years old.
Helter Skelter.
Helter
Yeah,
Skelter.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That is one that you explore. That's one of those true crime books that you explore in your.
Yeah.
This might be a book that you might like as well. Then
There you go. Maybe I'll check it out.
About this story. But he is the prosecutor on this. And he says, and he has a very convincing argument. However, when the defense comes up, the defense is like divide and conquer, bitches. His defense attorney is going after her. Her defense attorney is going after him, just to kind of, I think, create confusion.
Yeah.
So after 3 days, they do come back with a guilty verdict. They decide that Kristina should have a life sentence and that he should be put to death. That is the final outcome from this case. However, because right after that there was a change within the law of the California system penal code that there is that death penalty was taken off the table, and so he was up for a life sentence. She, Leela, the wife, has been going up to where he is in prison and fighting his parole every time it comes up ever since, because she has had threats against her life. Kristina is out of prison. She's dead now. She died in 2017. But she even said at one of the parole hearings that not only had he told her that she was going to kill Leela, his wife, and Cheryl, the wife he did kill.
Yeah.
That he had plans for this, but that he had also tried to kill his parents to make money off of them.
Wow. No, I don't doubt that a
Isn't
bit.
this the most fucking
I don't doubt
wild
that a bit.
case? Like, honestly, this guy has no barriers.
I have a hard time with people who have like no loyalty whatsoever.
No
because
barrier.
you can even see like some psychopath, like serial killers, who are like, "But I still love my parents."
Yeah,
And
or
you're like,
they have a
"That's
blind.
such
They have a
weird-
blind spot
Yeah,
for something.
or
For
someone.
something. This guy.
That's what
gives
makes
no
these
fucks.
stories so
No fucks.
weird. It's like the one. Was that the one you told? I think it was you, Cassie, who was like also tried to kill her daughter. It's like when you have just
No-
like you
yeah.
don't care
Well,
who
there's
you
no
have to
moral
take
compass
out
there.
to like
Yeah.
keep yourself.
That's the thing that's really scary about this guy. And thankfully, he has never been out on parole. He's got to be like, 80 now? So, I mean, that's very frightening to think that thankfully this guy is still serving his life sentence in prison. It does make me concerned, because somebody that has no compass like that could kill anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a very, very dangerous person.
It is a very dangerous person. If you're okay to like go after your parents, go after your wife, go after
Wives.
wives. Yeah. I mean, anybody, there's no holds barred here. Like there's just no one is safe from this person. So it's pretty scary. At any rate, that's the kind of the consensus now. As far as I know, Leela is still in Burbank. I believe that she is still alive.
Just kicking it, doing those
Kicking
WB
it.
tours.
Oh, here's the other wild thing that on the show they said, but I can't find any evidence of anywhere else. Apparently, Leela marries the guy who was the whistleblower, his friend.
Okay.
Yeah. So they had met during the process
Happy
in the prison.
ending.
Yeah. So I guess they'd met during the process in prison. It does say on all the information I could find about her is that she is still married to whomever that person is.
Oh,
so
that's better. That's
Yep.
that's better than like Hinge.
Oh, dating at a trial.
Yes.
Trauma bonding.
Trauma
Yeah.
bonding. That's
Yeah.
exactly what they did. They trauma bonded over this, but I think in a very good way. I
Yeah.
think that
Yeah.
this person was a very soft, caring, gentle soul, whereas she is like a complete antithesis of what she had been married
God, that's
to.
the scary thing about relationships is just like you don't know what you're getting into necessarily.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like sometimes you don't. Like
Thanks,
it's
guys.
true. Sorry. I mean,
But yeah, you don't.
Because none of these people, we tell these stories every week, and it's not like, yes, sometimes there are red flags that are ignored, and there's like all of those things where it's easy to look on the outside and be like, you should have seen this or that or like whatever. But at the end of the day, none of these people sought to be in relationships that were like this. No one puts themselves in a position to be like, I want to be with someone who's manipulative and evil. Like no one does that.
I mean, they say the saying is love is blind. And I think there's some truth to that when you really look at it deep down.
Yeah.
Yep, that's my story. So it was it was a wild dive because I really couldn't. It was really difficult to find information because it was so old.
Right.
Yeah. Good job.
You know, but yeah, it was fun. It was a fun little deep dive.
I will always stand Crime to Remember. I love that show.
Yeah.
It's great. They do really good interviews.
I'm really shocked that they use her completely wrong name, and especially since it's so easy to find. It wasn't
it's probably maybe she asked that, like maybe when the book was made, maybe she asked that she didn't want to be, and so they did the same thing.
The book itself was made fictionalized, so all the characters in the book have different names.
Interesting.
So everybody's character, and that's what I'm saying about in the show, they use everybody's correct name except for hers.
Maybe she asked not to be identified,
or
like
Catherine.
maybe she was like, I want to put this behind me, and I don't want to.
Yeah,
Sorry,
she just didn't
you're fine.
sign off on that.
Yeah, maybe she didn't sign off for the show, like for it to be used. But yeah, I love that show. Like I said, when I did the Betty Williams one, if you look at the older episodes, Michelle McNamara is in a ton of them. Like she's interviewed in so many of them.
Because on this episode, they said in memory of this season is in memory of
Michelle McNamara, because she was in so many of the episodes. Karen Kilgariff does some of the episodes too.
Yeah, she's on the one I think right after that. I'd seen something. I tried to go down a Reddit rabbit hole too because I was like, well, I need more information, and I literally could find hardly any information.
Sometimes that happens with these ones.
Problem, because right now I have Netflix and I have Prime, but now Disney Plus is coming up, and every single network is like putting out their own thing, and HBO Go is its own thing, and I'm like, what do I get? Because Hulu has Crime to Remember, it has Handmaid's Tale, it has Harlots, it has like all this thing. We really need to do the thing where we're like, this friend is the one that has Netflix.
You use my Hulu, you get Disney, and I'll use your Disney.
Okay.
And we'll switch that way.
Okay.
I have your Vudu already.
You've got my Vudu. I use my mom's Netflix. See, we just borrow.
Here's the
we
thing, guys.
We need to plan this out.
Because I have every cable network. So basically, I have the ID app.
But you have to watch it on your
phone. Oh, for Christ's sake. I mean, honestly, I can't help you with that. Like, for fuck's sake.
You're like, I'm doing
come on, I'm already paying for it.
By
what
the way,
else do you want me to do?
You can get ID on Roku because I just fucking did. So you're welcome.
Can?
Yeah.
If you want
to keep talking shit, I'll be over here.
Cassie, I tried. Cassie, I did try. I tried your ID. I tried to use mine.
I told you I gave you the wrong one, and I gave you the right one.
No, but mine told me that it had to be connected to the same Wi-Fi network as my Spectrum.
That's weird.
And it wasn't, so it wouldn't let me connect it.
That's weird because I did it.
It did let me do it on my phone.
It actually made me sign in to Spectrum.
Interesting. Yeah, it let me do it on my phone, but it wouldn't let me do it. Like when I was connected to LT, it let me do it, but not when it was connected to my Wi-Fi.
Also,
I need
BT dubs. If you're really in a funk, watch it on your goddamn phone, okay?
Damn straight.
Okay,
I'm gonna have to do something. I'm gonna have to watch the Battle of Winterfell on my fucking phone tomorrow because everyone's out of town.
Oh shit! Chris is here.
No one's HBO going Sunday. Like no one's doing a fucking Game of Thrones party this week. Yeah, everybody's doing other things.
I have rehearsal. Use my HBO now. I'll give you my credentials.
I'll text you. Yeah.
Anyway, we edit all of that out. Edit all of that out. It's just nonsense.
Do we have to?
Oh man!
How do you configure all of your media
also, by the way,
channels?
We gotta have something to get us out of the funk of that Crazy in Love.
0% of people pay for every single one of their subscription services.
You?
No one does.
It's
too
so
expensive. It's too expensive. You pay for all of yours
except for Vudu.
Oh shit!
You do
girl.
Netflix. What all do you have?
Netflix, Hulu, Amazon.
This is you. You're doing this. It's just me.
Well, I mean, I pay for HBO, which is the most expensive one. HBO
I don't.
$15
my cable plan
a month.
Yeah,
and then I pay for HBO. We pay for cable. We pay for Hulu. I
Just get
have
the
my
cable
Voodoo account
plan with HBO on it, and it'll be free. You can do HBO Go.
Well, but it's not free because you're paying for your cable plan.
Right, but it's cheaper that way.
I think.
Well, I'm going to get rid of
it
my
actually
I'm
is.
going to get rid
Yeah.
of my HBO after Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Watch them come out with some wild good shit.
I mean,
They're
I'm sure
better.
I'm sure
They're
they
better.
will, but
They better.
They
Everybody
better
leaving.
capitalize it, yeah, or
Yeah.
everyone's like, boop, done.
I spent so much money on HBO the last like 3 years. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So-
Anyways. Well, if you've got stories like story suggestions, crazy in loves, we talked about worst breakups, which we definitely want to dive into that. Go ahead and check out myworstdatepodcast.com. It's your one-stop shop. You can contact us. You can get on our Patreon. We're going to be doing all sorts of really fun new bi-weekly content. So definitely check that out. And yeah, thank you
see you
so
next
much,
time.
guys.
Cheers.
This is a Glassbox Media Podcast.